Game number 1, the grand final. Feel the heat against We Take These. Our fun tournament continues. Again, this is Maps of Madness. So we have a map pool of 3 maps. It's Blackheart's Bay, which we haven't seen yet. Warhead Junction and Haunted Mines. Struggled there for just a second. So maps that you usually don't see a competitive setup. So it's a little bit more of a fun setup over here. This all plays out on the North American server. We have a European team playing in it with quite a bit of ping disadvantage. Again, usual disclaimer, roughly 120 to 140 for most of these guys. On the left side now for Feel the Heat, Wit on Zul, Dino on Cassia, X-Ray on Brightwing, Ultralisk on Maiev, and Blade on the Gas Lord himself. As over to the right side, after victory over Paper Milady, we got We Take These with Kelsey on Greymane, got Filth on Forster, Jay on Diva, my pal Vince on Anubarak, and Zenaros is playing Karazim. So apparently there was a little bit of a confusion, because initially it seems that heading into this grand final, teams were told that it's a best of 5 series, and after game number 1 that was changed to a best of 3. That's at least the information that I got. So it's a best of 3 that we're seeing here for the grand final. And yeah, we'll figure out how this is going to work. Paper! I like it! The paperback Gaslow right there. Okay. So let's actually see what Feel the Heat can do here. As you've already seen from the previous games, this is a bit more of a fun tournament here, so keep that in mind too. But of course, at this point, you kind of want to claim that top spot and get those $200 that were the main prize money for this one. If you come in second, you still walk away with 100. There's still a pizza for every single player, so there we go. In terms of talents, we got a bit of stacking going on for Dino and Niscasia over here. And with Gaslo at the bottom of the map, it's going to be interesting to see what Blade is able to do on this map. Now, we have globals on each side, and as we're talking about Warhead Junction, you want to have global heroes there pretty much all the time. Falstad is, of course, in that position right now, Brightwing on the other side. We have a lot of wave clear for them too. Wit, as the main tank, Zul is going to be able to rotate between lanes later on, easy peasy, and just get all of those waves cleared and secure the experience for his teammates. As Blade is obviously helping with a lot of those mercenary camps here as the game continues. But then again, on the other side, you got that Falstad setup, which is great for boss control. And bosses on this map are absolutely nuts. 5 minutes in, we're going to see those spawn. And then the Mighty Gust will be incredibly important. We also have, once again, Anubarak, which means that Cocoon can also be used in these situations. Plus a little bit more control over space with Diva herself now. So there's, of course, a lot of tools that can be used if you're trying to lock one of these things down. Oh, Ultralisk survives, and everybody else seems... Oh, Brightwing gets crushed. The Fruit Fly is down. Trashwing dies to the cocktail damage. Nicely done by Kelsia. Perfectly timed by him. And yeah, that was a solid kill. Clutch one, but the opening kill here. First blood goes to them. They have now on level 1, by the way, also the Regeneration Master, so deviating away a little bit from the setup that Vince used in the last game. Brings me honestly to the question if he maybe misclicked on Beatles in game number 1. As the tank setup, this one works for him quite nicely. This should be a map where he has an easier time getting those stacks together to get the extra 500 hit points. And he didn't really follow up on the Beetle build in game number 1. Now, you can go for that hybrid, obviously. But still on level 16 in particular, we saw an Epicenter, which is still for any kind of kill setup the preferred choice here. As it stands, Blade at the bottom, still fighting it out with God Filth. And of course, now with the first warheads on the map, we have our little battle going on here. And Blade should have a decent stand if he is able to set up the turrets properly against Falstad. Among other things, we have another one fired over in the middle of the map. The one at the top left, top right got already exchanged. So each team has currently access to one warhead that they could use. And, well, it's a little bit of a look if Kelsia is able to channel this one through. Gaslow is still playing it out against Falstad, the two of them duking it out at the bottom of the map. And in terms of builds also, Rocket Socket for Gaslow. And he's going to get some company here. Vince is rotating down with Sonaros. They're trying to get the stun. Blade is dead. Blade is just dead. Used, if I'm not mistaken, he actually just used also the Gladiator's Medallion, which would be a huge mistake. I mean, it was pretty obvious once that we had 3 around him that he wouldn't get away here. Burning a 5-minute cooldown for that? Yeah, I'm not so sure about this one. So, I didn't quite catch it, but if he really used the Gladiator's Medallion there, that would be... Honestly, that would be the main accomplishment of We Take These in that setup. Either way, Cassia is now also down. A little bit more of a fight happening as Wit is trying to go for Kelsia, but he gets immediately assisted. Kelsia with the good timing also on the Gladiator's Medallion, and Vincent Zanaros immediately there to help him out. Also, slight adjustments here for our boy. Blazing Fists on the level 7. No jumps, so we in this case don't have them with the triple. No triple dash for him. And still the boomerang over here at the false set build. But yeah, 3 kills to 0. Honestly, We Take These has been playing pretty well throughout the entire tournament. The semi-final and here in the grand final, they have exploited every single mistake they could find. They played aggressive, they went for kills early. We have always a bit of a roaming squad for them, trying to get the damage done here. And they seem to be feeling very much at home at some of these maps that we usually don't see all that often. So right now, there's another setup at the bottom of the map where Maiev is trying to get the tether connected. And, well, let's see. Yeah, push right now for the blue team. So far, so good. The problem is they're losing some hit points up at the top of the map. So D.Va is already moving in, and so is Falstad. And you can tell, Zul is having a tough time contesting with the wave clear, rotating between the lanes. It's a big distance that he has to cover. And without any vision through the watchtower, he always has to be super careful here. He's trying to claim that back now. And of course, since 2 heroes rotate for the red team, the blue team now has a numeric advantage at the bottom of the map and can do some structural damage too. Question is simply, is it going to be enough and can it make up for what they're losing topside? And currently, it doesn't really look like it. If Falstad flies down, especially if they get level 10, this could quickly turn against the blue team. So they got to be careful with this. And there's the level 10 ability, and the bird is flying. The bird is about to fly. Do we see the gust? Does he get the angle? Not quite, but they're trying to go for Blade. And let's not forget that Cocoon has been used now too. There's the gust. Blade is in trouble, and... oh, right wing. Oh, well, maybe, no. The Goblin is down, but the counter kill, and there's the level 10 for Feel the Heat. Nice. And they are locked into a corner now. Yep, that's the end of Greymane, and it seems like We Take These went a little bit too deep there. Very optimistic move by Karazim. Then again, to be fair, what was the alternative? He would have died there one way or another. Yeah, and Zul is still pushing. So We Take These, too optimistic this time. I like the aggressive style that they're playing, and it played out in the semifinals in their favor, but in the last encounter, they got pretty much just shut down. And now there's the double kill on the forts. To be fair though, if not for that Brightwing save on, I think it was Gazlo for that much, it would have been much harder for them to buy the time for everybody to rotate in and really turn the fight against them and get level 10 abilities on top of it so that they are in a position where they can compete. But now we have Zul eliminated topside, so again, these aggressive rotations, they continue. Yeah, there's the Gust. D.Va still is going to be pushed out of the mech. Can they get a tether or anything set up here? He's trying to get some damage onto the pilot, but no, not really happening. Top lane is still pressuring though. So they have to deal with the camp, and Falstad is already starting to jump on it. But bosses are up, and this is really where the teams for the first time in this game are thinking about claiming them. We have, by the way, the Gas Lord in. So no setup with the Gravel Bomb this time, but actually going into the auto attacker style here through Blade. 17,000 damage for D.Va. 14,000 for Karazim. And Naros, look at him. Yeah, he's doing some work over here right now. And Vince is checking the boss, and that's the problem. You have guys, you have in 15 seconds a Gust against you. There's a Cocoon on the other side, a 7-sided. This might backfire. Feel the Heat might just experience what happened to Paper My Lady in the semifinals. This could go real bad, especially now that we're having some Warheads in. First Warheads comes down, second one could be used from the red team. Here comes the dive as Vince goes for it. Blade might be in trouble. He's trying to reclaim the spot, but he goes down first. And this is a 5 versus 4 all of a sudden. Second Warhead comes in, timing was just a little bit off, and that is We Take These taking the boss. I mean, literally, that team name could not have been decided any better. They come through, take the camp away. By the way, not only that camp, they take both camps. They steal the boss, they steal the camp, they get 2 kills. They have 7 against 4 now, level 13, and yeah, that was just bad timing for Feel the Heat. They used their Warhead a little bit too early. They thought that it would be enough to zone out We Take These and give them enough time to control the point. It just didn't work. Vince with the perfect timing as he dove onto the spot, and then they just unleashed everything they had, all their ults, used their own Warhead, and now they have a boss pushing. We have Maiev still at the top. They have a level 13 talent advantage. Yeah, this is spelling trouble for Feel the Heat now. Gazlow eats the bullet right away. The scale is gonna fall. I mean, we're 9 minutes in, so there's not really too much happening just yet, but you need to be so cautious. And Falstad is flying in now as well. He was in the middle, had a little bit of trouble there against D.Va for just a second as Ultralisk was trying to get a kill. But you can tell that this keep is gonna fall. I mean, Greyman alone is just ripping it apart. Ultralisk is sitting at his side, waiting for a good move and looking for the tether. Cage is on cooldown, so has to jump out here, but the keep is gone, and that's 9 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. They're looking great. They're looking absolutely fantastic here right now. Good control, and if the bottom boss is taken again, they would be in so much trouble. So as it stands, the next objective is also starting to pop up, so we're gonna fight for a couple of warheads again. And the damage output alone? Oh, apparently they want to go for this one as well. Nah, they're just checking. Checking and laying a little bit of a trap here, as you can see. Trying to see if they can maybe get something done here. Gazlow is now rotating in as well. He's sitting at 22,000 damage. He's actually the second highest damage dealer for the team. 19k. Still top damage is Karazim. For we take these. 7-sided, of course, helps a lot with that. Great, man. You got to step up your game here. 19 stacks for... a Nubarak, okay. Talking about a Nubarak. Yep, had to go for the Gladiator's Medallion here. Was in trouble because of the Bone Prison. But we have now warheads on each side. So 2 are up on the map. Each team took 1. And feel the heat. Okay, boys, the balls of steel. They go in and they're saying like, well, we go for it. Still Gust against them. Still the Cocoon against them. Maybe funning around a little bit too much here. I mean, that's a very optimistic play. Dino is already about to fall, but X-Ray comes in and helps him out. He himself isn't looking too hot either. There's the Gust, the zone against Gazlow in the back, and another cocktail kill for Kelsia as he's able to take down Zul. They're going for Maiev. She's dead, and this is a disaster for Feel the Heat. Zenaros gets out. Just adding insult to injury over here. 16 talents are in. Again, the epicenter for him, epically entering the opponent's backline. Dino is also toast, and they are just lining up to get murdered. Vince is moving out, bot lane is pressuring, top side they can go for boss now. At least they should be able to. They're a little bit low, but I guess Karazim is going to be able to help them out. There's only Gazlow and Brightwing on the other side, so there's nothing they really have to be afraid of. And there's of course a push at the bottom through with the catapults that has to be dealt with eventually too. Not a good setup for Feel the Heat, no. 2 bosses, 2 fights, 2 turned against them. And that's as we take these with level 16 talents, 6 kills ahead. Second boss up through the top lane. Of course, the camp is going to slow it down at least a little bit, but they have to make some moves. This one's going to be back in a minute, by the way, and then we could talk about a push for core. But now it's at least 16 talents versus 16 talents, so they got that going for them. Falstad hasn't died yet, by the way. Very, very traditional setup for him here. And Vince is already waiting in the shadows. And Ubarak is sitting tight. He's waiting for the epicenter connect and set the kill up for the rest of the team. Especially, of course, with Greymane and Karazim having the chance to jump in. Falstad isn't here yet. Could fly in. Maiev is moving in from the side again, as we've already seen previously. This time with a Cage. Here's the 7-sided. There's the Gust, trying to isolate them a little bit. Cage is out. Brightwing is dead. Uh-oh. Trouble for Feel the Heat. Kelsia is again alive. Those turrets are doing work, but it's just not enough. And the Warhead is on the ground too. Zenarius is still fighting it. 4 versus 4, but no support for Feel the Heat. They lost Brightwing. It's unbelievable how Greymane just got away time and time again. There's the channel. They're trying to go for the Warhead. You just can't get it though. A little bit too low, and they actually decide to retreat here. Okay, a bit more room to breathe for Feel the Heat. Honestly, I thought they would lose out on the top keep with this pressure play. But we take these, looks at it and says, well, better safe than sorry, boys. Let's just play it slow. We're heavily ahead. We're level ahead. We have good structural advantages over our opponent. Let's not risk it too much here. Falstad is also still down for a few more seconds in Brightwing, so just play around this. And now we got also the overclock over here for Gazlow. Blade has the Warhead for them. Bone Spear is in. Couple of Warheads again appearing on the map, and the boss at the bottom of the map is up again. And if it's taken by we take these, it goes for core. Double Warhead now though, on both sides. Oh, that could spell Armageddon if we're heading into a boss fight and both use all the warheads that they have. Yeah, that could be rough. Now, first of all, they're going for gas. No, Blade! Look at these snap decisions here from We Take These. They go in, they get the kill, they go for the follow-up. It's a double, baby. And they could even get another one against Maiev. And I think they do. Right Wing comes in to help out. Oh, maybe the fruit fly overstepped. That's the first war hit being used. And we even got the cage set up. But there's the kill. One down. Maiev. Oh, she falls too. Alright, yeah, kill setup here was great. I mean, they dove in, they took Blade down, and that led to a second kill shortly after against Dino. And of course, the fight setup here. They're still going for a move against Wit as they're coming in with a big boy play. He thought he could get the warhead. It was a bait all along. And that's now 3 warheads. Make it 4 in their hands. Full 5-man wipe. And they can just simply nuke the shit out of the core now. And that's what we're going to see here. Yeah. They're going to try to set it up here. First one is already in. They need to set all of it up. They changed their mind. Okay, so they're going into the middle a little bit and try to take the keep on at this point. Yeah, that didn't really work out the way that they planned it, I suppose. At this point, probably regretting not saving it up for the push with the boss. Apparently a bit of hesitation, miscommunication here. Seems like half the team thought it was a better play to go for boss first and then for core, whereas the rest thought that with 4 warheads they could make a play for core directly. Either way, as they are about to get the boss, they are looking at a pretty solid position. And with level 20 talents now also available, this is of course fantastic. Another warhead gets used, could maybe have waited out that a little bit longer as well. They are all low though, and that's the end of Falstad. So just maybe We Take These, can't take the game here yet. So Feel the Heat is actually doing a decent job trying to stay in the game. Of course they're still way behind. But this could have been way worse. I mean, I honestly feel either way, if We Take These would have made a decision as a 5-man, they could have done some serious work. Either take the boss as 5 and nobody moves towards the core, and then go for core together, or go for core together directly. Even if you can't take it down, you would do some significant damage to the core, which would make the bot lane even more of a problem. But again, outside of that, they were pretty snappy with all the decision and always seemed to be on the same page. In this last fight, though, it seemed like they weren't quite sure what to do there. Too many opinions floating around. And as we know, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. So, Shot Caller needs to put his foot down there. Either way, now that we have 16 kills to 8, off we go. 39,000 damage for Greymane, who has finally taken over the damage numbers. Karazim is still close, but again, Greymane at least leading the charge here. So, for the blue team, they got 20. Maybe we see the comeback. I mean, let's see. Can they make it work now? They got the level 20 in play. So, again, Anubarak diving in. They should by now also know that he is looking for those engagers. Falstad is flying in, playing the global card. Whereas Zul is still sitting at the bottom of the map. So, I feel that he doesn't really want to take a fight when they're outnumbered. But, here we go. Top boss gets, again, attacked, and Zul is way too far out. Zul is at the bottom of the map. Wit is not arriving here in time. This boss goes over to We Take These, especially with Wind Tunnel. 7-sided, cancelled out by the cocoon nearly completely. Oh, but they still take him. Yeah, Blade is dead right away. Zul is finally here, but it's already too late. Bit of more bouncing happening with the ball of lightning. And they're looking for more kills, but that boss of course doesn't give a shit and is already on the way to the core. D.Va at least goes down, so the blue team is looking to defend this once again. I just don't think that they have a chance to hold that keep, and the bigger question is, can they hold the core? Even if they do hold the core though, if the keep falls, and it will for sure, then it means 2 lanes are pushing against them. And the map is massive. I mean, this is pretty much the biggest map in the pool right here. So how are you gonna take this if both of the auxiliary lanes are pushing against you? They will hold the core, at least for now, but if he takes these, just dives in the middle, takes the fort. This is just insane. Yeah, this is just nuts. They're losing out everywhere now. Catapults will be pushing top lane, mid lane, and bot lane. And bosses, what about the bottom boss? Yeah, 2 minutes. It's a timing that they can play around with. Only chance, of course, for Feel the Heat is a team fight. They need to be aggressive now. And that's actually really, it's problematic because their global, the problem with Brightwing as a global is she doesn't really have the wave flare that she can consistently sit on the side lane and push that out. If you compare that to Fawcett with Boomerang, it's just not a contest. Now, oh, there's the kill. Vince is down. That might just be it. Vince is down. Can they get a bit more here? That would, of course, be the dream. The two outside lanes are pushed back, at least to an extent, so they can, in the middle of the map, at least take the fort down. Maybe see if a second kill is possible. Already, look at that. Maiev is sitting at the side here, waiting to dive in. They need follow-up kills. They need to get a couple of staggered deaths against them. Well, let's see. Here comes the move. Doesn't get the tether, no, but they will get that fort. Okay, so the fort is definitely down. And, well, let's see. There's another camp up. Already pinging that. Bottom of the map. Falstad. He's heading back. And what about the boss? 45 seconds. Nubarak will be back. I'm pretty sure that we're going to see another boss fight that will decide this game. We lost 2 already. And, well, let's see. How deep can they go with this? 113 stacks for Cassia, by the way. 113. 20 minutes in. Dino is sitting at 94 stacks now. Compare that to the top damage for Greymane. He's on 58. We're not talking a double here, but still. That's rather nuts. The Narrows jumps away. Boss is soon going to be up again. We have one warhead in the hands of Feel the Heat. They're not out of this yet. But again, their global is inferior. So on the macro level, they could lose this. It's going to come down to a team fight though, I expect. That boss battle would be kind of nuts. And boss is going to be up in just a few seconds. Yep, there it is. Boss is back up. And there's a lot of cover on this map now. They go for the channel on another warhead. Yeah, Vince is interrupting this once. Blade is already moving in. Yeah, they go for the tether. Burrows out. Falstad is at the bottom. And Falstad is really starting to become a massive pain in the ass of the blue team. God Filth is not dying. He's not overextending. Every single time they lose vision, he starts to move away. His siege damage is at 120,000. Diva is 174k. And they are setting up situations like this one, where the top lane pushes, 21,000 damage here, Falstad at the bottom. Is he getting tethered? There's the tether. Medallion is out, and God Filth buys time as the red team goes for core. They go for the shield, the bird is down, but he prevented the Hearthstone, and they are just nuking the shit out of the core, coming in with everything that they have, sniping it right here, and that's the lead in the Grand Final Series for We Take These. They lock in the 1-0 against Feel the Heat on Warhead Junction. Game number 2 in our best of 3 grand final. And, well, We Take These has the lead. It's, again, Haunted Mines. 3-map our tour victory. That's the big question here. The red team has so far played a solid style and really shut down opponents left, right, and center. On the left side, we got Feel the Heat with Wit on Zul. We have Dino on Vala, X-Ray on Oriel, Ultralisk on Genji, and Blade on Imperius. We Take These with Jay on Diva, got Filth on Liming, Kelsey on Sylvanas, my pal Vince on ETC, and Zenaros on Lucio. It's actually kind of interesting to see what kind of heroes Ultralisk in particular plays, because he's been pretty vocal about not enjoying playing Maiev, for example, on a high ping, which he has on the North American server, but now you see him with Maiev in game number 1, and he plays Genji in game number 2. So, like, I don't know. Of course, from a draft perspective, at some point you have to bite the bullet, I guess, and go for some of those agile damage dealers. But still, it's a bit unfortunate it gets put into that position. So now that we're here on Haunted, let's see what we're going to get with this. We have again a Vala player going for arrows, which will help with not only mercenary camps, but also the potential objective. If it's actually focused on. We saw one Haunted Mine game earlier, where the objective was more or less completely ignored. We had one team try and go for it, and that was about it. Yeah, Whip comes out, doesn't hit that. Instead, there's the power slide, but we're just following this up too. They're trying to get some extra damage onto ETC, but it's not really of any consequence. There's still enough around to help them out, and off they go. Okay, so, bottom of the map, Diva. I mean, Jay has been playing a shit ton of Diva, honestly. Generally speaking, when you talk about the pick patterns of We Take These, it feels like they have definitely some very essential core picks in the lineup. Oh, that's a kill, isn't it? Does he get the cooldown back? Maybe a little bit of help. There's the heal. And nice! The whip! Oriel, good job, girl. Whip straight into the wall. Nicely done, saving Genji. And they nearly are able to take Vince down. Okay. Yeah, X-Ray starting to get used a little bit. The Indiana Jones of Feel the Heat right here. Or he has his own private sex dungeon somewhere in his basement. One of the two. It could be either one. Like, I don't know. But that man knows how to handle a whip, apparently. So, 1 kill to 0. We got Lucio taken down at the bottom of the map. D.Va is still funning around a bit with Zul. But of course, we should see the first objective announced soon, TM. And then it's the big question if the teams are moving in for the mines, yes or no. The last couple of games that we saw on Haunted Mines in this tournament featured the Vikings several times, and that changes the equation quite significantly, since you have way more control over top and bot lane. D.Va in a bit of trouble at the bottom, but also talking trouble. Top side, there's pressure right here. As we come in with a potential move against Blade, level 4 talents are in, and the stacking is about to start for Vala. Alright. Okay. Only 1 kill. Got a little brawls here. Teams are definitely being aggressive. It's also about the camps from here on out. Trying to get those. Block party on ETC on the level 1 this time. Against what we're seeing from Feel the Heat. And also, ooh, Charge Blast. Okay. Plus the Mercenary Queen. A Mercenary Queen can actually be really, really good on this map. Especially if your opponent jumps into the mines and you have a bit more free reign over the upper level of the map. Then you can theoretically get a lot of value out of this. And they're still aggressive topside. And, well, Gladiator's Medallion was nicely used, but he nearly got blooded, he blocked to death here. Kelsia on Sylvanas and got Filth on Liming, nearly got that kill secured. Zul is already on the lower level though. As all of them are fighting topside, Zul is starting to get a couple of stacks for his team together. Doesn't really seem like We Take These is very interested in jumping down. Finally, we have one of them moving in. And that's actually D.Va handling Zul at the bottom. But over here up at the top... yeah, that dash was needed. If he doesn't hit the Swift Strike there, if he's still on cooldown, then he can kiss his life goodbye. So they are starting to take the camps. Keep that Sylvanas setup in mind that I talked about earlier. There's no camp accompanying that push, but it's still solid and helps them to take one tower down easily. Blade is diving in. Vince is waiting this one out and trying to get the stun. There it is. But the deflect is ready for Ultralisk and they can hop away. 46 skulls against 24. And the only thing that's still up is the big golem right here in the middle. But of course, up at the top, is anybody making the play for it? Last time we saw the map, honestly, it came to the same moment and then nobody went for the boss because it just takes too long and everybody was sitting at the top side just trying to pressure, and whenever someone jumped down, they instead pushed the lane, which oftentimes was exactly what they needed to go for. Either way, at this point we have our little play for the next camp here, and Wit, yeah, Wit hopping away to the top, needs to take this one down too, but they let this one slide. No level 7 talents yet, but I like that it's an aggressive game. It's an aggressive game already. So we have only 1 kill, but we have a lot of fights as is. We should be fine here. It's booped around a little bit, but it's not too much of a problem. Level 7 abilities are ready, and that gives us the Energized Cord. Also the Repeating Arrow, of course. 4 stacks by now for Vala. And it seems like they're gonna try and make the play for the bot lane. Calamity is in. And Vala, of course, has Monster Hunt and Repeating Arrow. That helps you quite a lot. So they're starting to get the damage in here. Then again, the rotation to the bottom of the map finds Blade, and that's a problem because Imperius is going to be toast. Imperius is down. Do they take the entire thing? Now that we have 2 heroes at the bot lane, what happens topside? Sylvanas is pushing, and after the kill, we now have 2 heroes going for even more structures at the bottom. You can really tell that We Take These is just sitting here and saying, like, why would we fight this? We don't have to. Let's just go for the push on structures, and we can deal with the golem if they take it easily. And that's something they have to prove right now. That's what they have Sylvanas for. We have Barbed Shot in on level 7 for her, and they hold a lead in experience, but of course now it's a 26 skull golem against the 74 skull golem. So that's really the moment where you have to make sure, Feel the Heat does, that they're getting some value out of that bad boy. If they don't, and it ends up with an even trade, then the entire effort at the bottom of the map wasn't really worth it. And they really struggled to keep the top lane under control while that happened. And Blade, no way. No, he dies at the worst moment in time. That flank caught him completely unaware. He overstepped, he was too far out. And now it's a 3 versus 4 at the bottom of the map. And that is, to say the least, a problem. Sylvanas has, of course, also the Mercenary Queen that helps with the Siege Giants. That boss gets burned down quickly. Topside boss, by the way, might still get the fort here. And they might get the kill here too. Lucky. Yeah, that could have been a kill for sure. He's waiting for the cooldown, though. Oh, what? 19 hit points. Dude, what the hell? Jesus. She's crushing. There's the stun, and they took her down. But that was nearly a Genji kill that we saw. Oh my god, wow. Yeah, that was more than a bit close. D.Va gets punished for her sins. The bot lane gets still pushed. And level 10 should be ready in just a second. But holy hell. Ultralisk. Playing it on the limit here. Gets really shot to the face by D.Va. And talking about him, he's out at it again. The bottom of the map. Careful, that power slide, there it is. Dino is dead. Moshpit zones him out a bit, gets interrupted, but the kill is already there. Vala is down, level 10 ability on both sides. And look at that, we get the Resurrect. Perfect opportunity to resurrect Vala. I guess the cooldown or the death timer was already too far out. Sometimes it's not really worth it. In the early game, Resurrects are always a little bit weird because you have a cooldown that might not match up with the death timers. If you don't need it to win the fight, then you oftentimes don't go for it. When Resurrect actually was meta for a little bit, what a lot of the European teams that played aggressively around it did was go in, sacrifice a hero in the team fight and traded damage aggressively and try to go for kill, and then went for the Resurrect right away. That, on the other hand, could be a perfect moment for it. There's the double kill already. Wit is about to go down, and the camp gets taken by the team in red. We take these, took the camp. And yeah, that explosion on D.Va was just absolutely spot on. And they were able to buy themselves enough time after he died. They try to go for the kill against Li Ming though, and she's down. Use the medallion too. That's even better for Feel the Heat now. They want to bring this to a game 3. It's 6 kills to 5, and they're coming in now with a stun, and the... No way. Oh, the kill against D.Va. There we go. Yeah, but check this out. So the big fight. The camp, again, as mentioned, was already taken, but it was a huge battle, and it led to quite a few kills here, and that explosion on the mech was fantastic. That was exactly what they needed. So, bot lane, X-Ray, solo, wave clear, Oriel is in trouble. Yeah, get some assists. Skeleton mages are out now, though. So, they have been used, didn't really do a whole lot for them. I mean, they saved Oriel, so value. But the fight still continues, and what is X-Ray doing? He is frontlining this hard, resurrects himself. Alright, now we know why the ult was taken. Yeah, he YOLO'd heavily into that one. So the ult is out, they're still fighting through though. Kelsia gets some heals from Lucio, is still alive somehow. No RNG for Vala, that arrow didn't connect. 19 stacks for her, by the way, so one more and she's done with the quest. What's the damage actually at? 29,000 for Genji. And 23,000 for Li Ming. Okay, arrow is now done. Can they get that kill? Repeating arrow. No, not quite. Uh-oh, careful. Oh, the whip! The whip! In your face. Whipped and slapped around. Yeah, D.Va didn't have any chance there. X-Ray pulling the big boy plays out of his pocket. Vince is also low, and he's gonna fall for sure. He has to. Explodes to the bone prison. Nice. Oh, I like it. I like it. Okay. Alright, there we go. Here comes the play again up at the top. They're trying to go for the next one. Yeah, get the camp again. And Genji is currently sitting all the way up at the top. Sorry, at the top of the lower level. That's probably the best description. Trying to get more skulls for the team. Illusionist is in now as well, 13 versus 13, so we got the next level for both sides. 1 fort lost by each, but the objective seems to go again over to Feel the Heat, if they're going also for the full-on control at the bottom boss. But as I said earlier, we take these is oftentimes just playing around the top level of the map. D.Va checks this out, but again, this is taken one way or another. Yeah, it's a trap, baby. Yeah, they're jumping up. Trying to see if they can maybe surprise someone there. Not quite. And, well, let's see. Bot side pressure. Honestly, it's kind of nuts how much damage you can do with Mercenary Queen and Pumpkins. Like, that boost is insane. Yeah, insta-interrupt, X-Ray, the Whipmaster right here, but they still lose Imperius and they lose Genji. There's one Resurrect in that they can try and play around with. So maybe Blade can set them up for a kill or two, but Lucio speeds the entire team up and they're easily escaping this one with Godfilth turning around and firing a few more volleys. But they have Vala in play, so they could theoretically go for boss. The problem, of course, is still that they have a 4 versus 5. Now, you can't really do too much here. Where's the connect? There it is. Lucio in trouble. And again, the explosion of the mech here buys them a little bit of time, and they are on the chase. 4 versus 5. If they get slowed down, they are going to get murdered. Wit is already low. Wit is down. In comes Li Ming. Resets, baby. Trying to get more. That's another kill. They try to go for the triple, and they get it. 3 down. Genji is back. Tries for the counter kill, but Zenaros walks away from it. And of course, with Sylvanas, they're already in position to easily move in and take this one down. Top side, yeah, the defense of D.Va, as she's trying to take those siege giants down, but the game is slowly but steadily starting to move away from Feel the Heat a bit here. 11 kills against 8, 34,000 damage now from Li Ming. Boss at the bottom of the map, again, favorable skull count for Feel the Heat, no matter who takes that. It's going to be a question of whether or not we take these goals for that in the first place. Right now it's more interesting to them to go for the camps here and try and take those. Level 60 would of course be great. Once you have that, you have map control and you can completely run the show. And I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they're waiting for now. So there's an opportunity. Top side again. Take another camp. Maybe even escort a little bit further in. There's no fort, so I don't think they can escort it all the way up to the keep so that Sylvanas can get the pressure through her level 4 talent on the mercenary camp. But with level 16, honestly, they might just be able to do it after all. They're already aggressively sliding in with ETC here, trying to set the kill up. There's the 16 talent. Mirror Ball, claimed right away, and off we go. We're off to the races. Yeah, they're starting to go in. The Pumpkins, on the other hand, are nearly destroyed, so they are probably not going to do anything after all. Wow, what a combo hit on Wit. Zul taking mad damage here. Yeah, Pumpkins are starting to make it in. Big hit on the tower. He still got Sylvanas, but they don't follow up. 16 will soon also be ready. Oh my god! Here comes the X-Strike! Nah! The sound barrier. Zoning Mosh gets interrupted right away. And we have a big fight without level 16 talents for Feel the Heat. They're looking for the kill. And Ultralisk nearly got it with Genji in the first place. Now we have also, look at that, Evasive Fire claimed by Sylvanas. Plus twice again the Matrix taken here. 16 is in. And there's the Bone Spirit. I mean, it is a brawl here. 14 minutes in and we have a fight on our hand. They're starting to go for the boss again. That's where Vala shines right now. She has the repeating arrow. She has Monster Hunter. That's the way you want to play this out. Get those double hits connected. And they will claim this 100%. And this is going to be a big one. I mean, we're talking 90 to 10. This is going to be a strong boss right here. But Wit is getting... Like, every time one of them gets caught. I mean, what is this? Setzen 6. I mean, that's an F for effort right there. Honestly, I have no clue, but they are trolling around a bit too hard at this point. This is the second time now that once that they lock the objective in, one of their players ventures around on the map solo, gets caught, gets taken down, and half of what you accomplish with the boss is pretty much gone. In this case, at least they have Resurrect, so they can bring him back, but that's a pretty big cooldown they got burned that they won't be able to use in the fight now. So, could be worse, I guess, if they didn't have Resurrect here. They wouldn't be able to get anything out of the boss. But they're also looking at the bot lane, which I don't really understand either. I mean, that boss is not going to do jack shit. The catapult is going to roll over the boss. So they should have been at the top a little bit faster than that. So, bit problematic. So, they're starting to go in. Yeah, there's the explosion again. They can play around that. Bit of zoning. But for a 90 skull boss, this thing is not doing a whole lot. They're going to get the fort, but still. They're looking for a kill. Maybe Blade is setting the first stun up. Wit is hoping also to get something done over here towards the keep. Maybe they can take the wall down. Boss at the bottom, as I said, is going to be falling in just a few seconds. The budget boss, so to say. But here we go. Vala down. Nice engage. Sound barrier. Bam. Double kill. They try to go for the triple, but that was a nice start, and Blade is dead too. They're going for even a bigger chase as Genji is now body blocked from the entrance. X strides in, he's dead, and that is just a disaster for Feel the Heat. I mean, right here, you can see where it turned around. They moved in for Vala, they got the kill quickly, and then Oriel is completely alone. They move for Blade, and they're just taking them one after another. 16 kills to 8, big lead now, and this could just be the end of the game in the series. It seems like We Take These might crown themselves the champion of this little fun tournament here. And deservedly so. They played a fantastic semi-final, and they played great in the grand final now as well. 8 kills to 16. They're doubling the kills of Feel the Heat. They're going for core. Can they end it here? 3 heroes are back. Imperius is coming back in 2 seconds. And they're trying to take them down. Ring around the Rosie, ring around the core right here. But it's only 30% left, and it seems like it's gotta be a win for We Take These. Yes, they're going for a 10%, and it's enough. A 2-0 victory. We Take These. They crown themselves the champion of the Maps of Madness tournament and claim the $200 for the first place. $100 still for Feel the Heat, as they take second place of this tournament.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.